So juicy and so young and fresh. Hi everyone, welcome to this video. Today I'm going to go and take you through my current routine of my foundation, even though we're not using foundation. So we're going to be using some concealer, we're going to be using some cream blush, cream highlighter and bronzer, and we're going to try and make this really kind of fresh, youthful type of makeup look. This is fantastic for me for during the day, and I find that this is quite good makeup for when you're out and about and wearing a mask as well, because yes, we all should be wearing masks when we're out and about. And yeah, I just find that this lasts all day on me. So if you're interested in seeing this routine, then stay tuned. Okay, so we are going to do the freshest, like most natural, juicy kind of looking skin. We need to start off with really nice hydrated skin. So I'm going to start off with a hydrating base, and in this case I'm going to use the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base, but you can use anything that you know is really hydrating and will really keep your skin looking quite plump and juicy. I'm kind of getting to the dregs of this, so I need to use something to get it out. And I'm just using like a small amount. I'm just going to get in there and get it. Oh look, I'm looking really red on camera. Just get in there and just get your skin feeling nice and hydrated. So we're not going with foundation today, is that scary? Well, no foundation today, we're gonna just use concealer to cover up those bits that you feel need a bit of coverage, but the rest of our skin is going to be quite light. So even though this is a cream routine, we are going to be using the slightest amount of powder just to set stuff, to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. And particularly today, because we're wearing masks, we want to make sure that the makeup isn't just going to lift off straight away. Get this hair out of our face. So this is what I've been doing every single day, and it seems to work for me. It photographs beautifully. It just looks really nice. So I'm going to start off with some concealer, and I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape because it lasts so long on me, but you use whatever you know works really well for you. And I'm going to pop it under my eye. I don't usually use this much concealer, but because this is the only coverage we're going to have, I'm using a little bit more. And then I'm going to just pop it around my mouth where I have pigmentation. And then just for good measure, so that it blends into the rest of my skin, I'm putting a little bit just there and there on the side of my nose where my glasses usually sit. And I'm going to use a brush just to blend that in. This is the IT Cosmetics Heavenly Deluxe Flawless Foundation Brush. You definitely can use a beauty blender. I really love using a beauty blender, but I find that it will absorb some of the product, and we're not using so much product today, so we don't want to lose too much of it. And I'm going to go in and I'm just going to tap that in, and it looks like there's lots of coverage there, but remember, we're going to be spreading this out. So just stipple where you actually want some coverage. So for me, it's under my eyes because I have very dark kind of bags under my eyes. It's just a hereditary thing. It doesn't matter how much I sleep, it doesn't matter what I do, what creams I use. This is just what my eyes look like. I've seen that you can get fillers just put around that little fat pad and trough, and have it filled out so that it blends in with your face. But I just don't know if I want anything injected in my eyes. And then just blend in that last little bit as well. And then now we can start to buff it. Now the Shape Tape, I'm going on my eyelids as well. The Shape Tape has a little bit of dry down time. So if you're using something that dries really quickly, then you're going to need to move a little faster than I have. Remembering that we're just concentrating on those areas that we do want a bit of coverage. The rest of my face is okay. I don't mind if we have some freckles because I love it. I must say, like, I think if you're used to a really full face of makeup, then this might seem a little bit scary, but I have to say I'm loving the shift away from like the full-on cake face to a more natural look. This is definitely a very young look. If you see, I think that a lot of the sort of what they call it Generation Z kids are embracing skin a lot more. So that base really helped to smooth everything out, and it did shear the product out as well, so the brush could glide over the skin a lot more easily. So I don't recommend for this application. I don't think the really mattifying primers are appropriate, because this look really is all about like dewy, fresh, young looking skin. Now we're going to need to add some shape and some dewiness to the skin. So today I'm going to use the Benefit Hoola Quickie contour stick. I also really love the Nudestix for this, and the Clinique Chubby Stick is also really good for this. So if you don't have exactly the same products, it doesn't matter. It's just about getting a similar product. I've had this one in my collection for a long time. I think actually it was PR a very long time ago. And I use a brush to apply, so I don't draw it on my skin, even though it's really fun just to map it all out with just straight from the stick. I use a brush, and I typically use this one, which is the Expert Face Brush from Real Techniques, and I will go on and I will just pick up some product from the stick, so you get a little bit there, and then just lay it down where I want it. It looks like mud right now, I know. And then go in and blend it out. And we want soft colour. I think I've been a little bit heavy-handed here on the forehead. Blend that into the hairline. Next we're going to go in with a cream blush, and again, there is so many on the market. I've just picked up these from Nudestix. I haven't used them yet. But how beautiful is that shade there? This is one of the Nudies Bloom, so all over dewy colour, and it's just gorgeous. And then I also picked up, I think, Sunset Strip, another kind of orangey colour. But the product I've been using the last couple of weeks has been this one from M.A.C. This is one of their Glow Play blushes, and the reason why I like it is because it's not shimmery, but it does have this slight glow to it on the cheeks. This one's called That's Peachy, and when you first look at it, I mean, you can see a bit of sheen just because you've got some light on it, but when you first look at it, it doesn't actually look, it looks like a powder. It doesn't look like a cream, and even when you touch it, it's got this really like smooth feel about it. It does feel almost like a powder. So again, I'm going to pick up just a little bit on the brush. I use the same brush, it doesn't matter. And then again, stipple that, and it's just the most beautiful soft colour. It'll be interesting to see how this shade goes on skin that's darker than my light skin. Because it has that little bit of glow, I think it would add a really nice finish. And I'm not sure if it would show up. It would be interesting to see. So at this step, things look like they're a little bit heavier than you might like, but the next step will kind of mute it down a little bit. So I always add a little bit to my nose. I think it's cute. On camera, this forehead looks really unblended, but it looks fine in real life. And I'll just give it an extra blend with a bit of that blush on it, so hopefully it looks a little better. Another product that I've been adoring lately, and this is the double-sided product from MeccaCosmetica. It is the Hydra, what is it called? Hydra Cheek Tint. And so it has, one shade has, one side has this glowy blush, and then this one has the illuminator. Really beautiful products, but I find that for this look, because I'm going to use some powder in a second, it's too tacky. It kind of just grips onto the powder for me. So I use this like if I'm not wearing much makeup at all, like even less than today, and I just use my fingers to tap that in. But this is highly recommended. It just gives you such a pretty, like, youthful glow. But for today, I'm going to use a highlighter that is a little bit on the drier side, because like I said, I don't want the powder to grip to it too much. This is the Hourglass one. Other ones that I recommend, any of the M.A.C cream colors. That's again the same sort of texture where it's not too wet. The Becca ones are also really good, the cream highlighters. But anything that you already have and like will work. Again, using the same brush, I'm just going to grab a little bit and stipple. And I know what you're thinking, like, Rosa, this is not going to last. It's going to rub off in 10 minutes. Like I said, we're going to apply just the slightest amount of powder to just set it. And I've been wearing, like, I wear glasses for reading or computer work during the day. And it doesn't rub off. And then I'm going to grab a big powder brush and a powder, and in this instance I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder, but you use whatever you like. I just use this one because it is a pressed, and so you don't pick up as much as you would with a loose powder. So I really just go in and grab the smallest amount and I just pat it on. So this will soften the colour a slight amount, but it will, I mean, it's worth it because it means that it will last. Again, for me, it lasts all day. It'd be interesting to see how this lasts for me in the summer. I don't think it would last nearly as long, but certainly in winter, this does a good job. This coverage is nice, the glow is nice, and the lasting time is nice. So for my eyes, I've got lots of cream shadows, but just because I mentioned it before, I'm going to use one of the new Nudestix products I purchased. There's no reason why you can't use these all over the face. Of course, they do eye products, but I'm just going to grab my finger and pick up a bit of that colour and just tap it. So it's just adding a slight kind of coral wash. And I'm just going to deepen up the outer corner just a little bit with one of the zoom sticks from MeccaMax. This is copper. Honestly, I'm just putting the slightest amount here so that I have a little bit of definition, and just rub that in. And these do dry down, particularly the MeccaMax product really dries down, but just to be safe, I'm going to just tap, tap, tap. All right, I'm just going to jump off and I'm going to do some brows and some lashes or some mascara, and then we'll get on to fresh, juicy lips. So this is my favorite part because it just makes the whole look just complete, and it makes it look so pretty and glossy and juicy. So I'm going to go in with a lip liner. I use something that's just a little bit darker than my lips just to give myself some definition. So I'm using the MeccaMax Pout pencil in Fancy, and I'm just going to just slightly overdraw them, particularly in the corners. A couple of times at work I've been asked if I've had something done to my lips because of this, and it literally is just this. So just fill out the outer corners if you don't already have quite full lips. Like, we're not going for massive overdrawn, we're just going for slight, you know, the outer edge rather than the inner edge. And then just blot it a little bit. So there's no harsh lines. And now we go in with a lip gloss, a lip balm. I'm using the Lanolips lip water in the shade, I think it's Watermelon. I don't really rub this in on my lips because I don't want to stain it, but I just sort of dot it on. It smells so good. Any slightly tinted lip balm or lip gloss will work. Then we're just going to give it a slight spritz down. Even though there's no powderiness, we do want to just see if we can add a little bit more longevity. And that's it. That's the fresh sort of glowy look that I have been wearing lately. I know quite a few people liked it on Instagram when I posted a photo of it, and this is it. I'm going to show you what it looks like with some light on it so you can see just how glowy and dewy it is, but it doesn't feel like sticky or tacky. That little bit of powder really just kind of sets it. But let's have a look. So as you can see, it looks, you know, really natural. You can see my natural skin showing through. It doesn't look, you know, tacky or wet. It just looks really dewy and pretty. So there we are. This is how I've been doing my makeup lately. I know it's nothing like groundbreaking, but I just thought a lot of people really liked it on Instagram when I've been posting it. So I thought I'd show you how I do it. If this isn't really your thing, give it a try. So I've always been like a full coverage kind of girl, like a medium to full coverage, but I'm finding, especially now because we're wearing masks, that when I do, or if I have been wearing full foundation, I end up getting marks from where it's rubbing off on the masks. And so this really doesn't do that. And even if it does, you kind of just sort of pat it and it goes back into place because you haven't got, you know, a big thick layer of makeup on your face. It's just almost your own skin. It looks even better if you do spritz it throughout the day. It just keeps it looking fresh. But yeah, I feel like it's really youthful. I feel like I could be on TikTok and I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, as usual, thank you so much for watching. And I'd love for you to subscribe or to like this video or just interact with me down below so I know that you've liked it. But yeah, other than that, have a great day and stay safe, and I'll see you later.